You are now listening to the voice of horror.
Lock your doors, bolt your windows, and turn off the lights. Make sure the kids are safe at home, cause you're headed to the Nightwatch zone.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. We did our big channel hop. Hopefully, you guys were hanging out with us on my good buddy Steven's channel, Craving Something Scary. We're going to continue our conversation from there, which is a really fun thing. So, for you guys in the chat, thanks for being here. And let me get this thing going. Let me bring him in. And yeah, here he is, my good buddy.
Hey,
Hey,
there
we're
we are.
back.
Hey,
Back
we
in the
are
saddle.
back. Yeah, man, back in the saddle. We are like the two amigos, not the three amigos of Martin Short, Steve Martin, and Chevy Chase. We're the two amigos, minus the
Right?
horses, but we're back on that saddle anyway.
I used to love that movie, man. That's so funny that you said
Oh,
that. Oh my God. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I love that movie.
so
Holy
good,
crap.
dude.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Um, so let's just say hi to the folks here. And
Yeah.
then we kind of keep going with what we're doing. My good buddy Eric is in the house. What's up, Eric?
All
Such an
right.
amazing person. I'm on my lunch break. Not sure if you'll see this before it's over. Hope you're doing well, keeping cool. Not sure if you have the heat wave, but it's pushing 100 here today. Wow, bro. I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. It's not
Yeah.
100 here, but it's warm though. But wow.
It was
My gosh.
102 yesterday here without the heat. That's
Jeez.
without the heat index.
That's crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy.
Yep.
Brandon the Beldum is in the house. What's up, man?
All right, Brandon.
Says, "What's up, fam? I don't have any money to support at the moment, but I love the Nightwatch Zone fam." Oh, well, thank you so much, man.
Oh,
You don't need any money to be here, man. You've been a big supporter not only here but in our community. On Steven's channel as well. And we always talk about that, Steven, and
mm-hmm.
we appreciate folks that enjoy hanging out with us, hanging out with each other in this community. And whether it means you're watching a video or commenting or
Mm-hmm.
sharing a post on your social media or being a member or joining a watch party, whatever it may be, we definitely appreciate it because we all know that it's something that is not required. It's not something that people are forced to do. So, yeah, man. But thank you,
No way.
Brandon.
That's
We
right.
appreciate you, man. Yeah. Yeah, and Eric echoing the statement. Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie made it, saying damn late to the own stream. Yeah, you know how it goes, Carrie. You gotta love Carrie. Uh, and Bearded Entertainment, the mayor himself. What's going on? What's going on? Kyle, what's up? Sunrise is in the chat. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. All right. And hey to Nathan, good to see you. And Gina, all right.
All
And
right.
Carl, all right. Going back to the Production Weekly chat, do you think the date removal is simply down to the current strikes and they now aren't committed to a start and finish date? Ooh. Well, let's start to get into it. Steven, what do you think, man? Because I think that it is interesting stuff. It really, really is. And I know there's a lot of factors that might be involved, but what do you think?
Yeah. Well, so it's the last 3 weeks, Production Weekly has made changes, or there have been changes submitted to Production Weekly. And so, last week we had the real big update. Remember that night
Mm-hmm.
we had status of Q1 for
That's
filming
right.
in Montreal, and they even put the wrap date of April 19th and the working title of Blackbird.
Blackbird.
So that was last week. Big news. We talked about it a bunch. Well,
Mm-hmm.
this week, this week's edition, they now have taken out filming location and they've changed the status. Instead of Q1, it says active development.
Mm.
And at the bottom, they've removed the April 19th wrap date, and they've removed working title of Blackbird. It's gone.
Mm.
But here's the curious thing, Knight, and I talked about this in my video this morning, and I have the screenshots if you guys, if you want to see the actual stuff. But they have created an entry into the Production Weekly under the name Blackbird,
Mm.
and it's showing it as a feature film, and status is active development, location Montreal,
Mm.
and project manager is Daniel Auclair, who was the project manager for Scream 7. Same guy.
Mm.
That's all it lists.
Hmm. Wow.
So,
Interesting stuff, man.
it makes me wonder if maybe they put all that information out for Scream 7. All of a sudden, content creators are making videos, including myself,
Yes, that was. Yep. Go ahead.
posting all of that information. It's on
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, everywhere. And
Mm-hmm.
they're like, oh crud, we need
Mm-hmm.
we need to drop these details,
Yep.
and we're gonna create a separate movie under Blackbird. But the thing is, the cat's out of the bag.
Right.
If that's the motivation, we know it's too late. We already know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's my thought. My thought is they're gonna be putting this stuff under Blackbird. Scream 7 is gonna remain kind of vague and limited for now.
Mm-hmm.
And now last thing I'll say, we also have the strike, as we
Yep.
mentioned a minute ago.
That's right.
So of course, here's the thing. I believe Q1 is still a thing. I don't think any of that's changed in a week. I think
Mm-hmm.
they still intend to film Q1. They're
Mm-hmm.
still going to Montreal, which is
Mm-hmm.
supported by the Blackbird entry. And I believe April 19th, all that stuff is still in play. They just took it out because the strike is in, and they, obviously if the strike goes into next year, that could change things.
Right.
But I think that's what it is, man. I don't really think they've all of a sudden decided we're changing our goals. I think the goals are there depending
Mm-hmm.
on the strike.
Yeah.
So that's the latest update for this week on Production Weekly.
Yeah.
What do you think, Knight?
I totally agree with you. As soon as you started to talking about how everybody and on social media was talking about the details and so forth, it was kind of like, oh, okay. And
Yep.
whether or not they I think it is the type of thing where they were like, okay, well, wait a minute. Now
Mm-hmm.
everything's being put out there. We got to slow it down a little bit. And maybe part of that was also because of the strike. Maybe they
Mm-hmm.
were thinking, hey, we're not 100% sure that we can deliver, what
Yeah,
we're aiming for because of the strike. Because, obviously the nature of the strike is like it could be, there were some people that were saying that it might be done in early fall. And, but then again, who knows? I mean,
that's right.
you've got people like Bob Iger from Disney and I think it was Netflix, and the people from Netflix were really trying to get this thing done because they see
Mm-hmm.
what this fallout has made. But,
Mm-hmm.
they can't do it on their own, even though Disney is like the ultimate the ultimate studio right now as far as with power. Bob Iger can't do it on his own. So I do hope, just a rabbit trail on the strike issue. I do hope that things get figured out soon. Obviously most of us follow some of our favorite talent, and I've just seen and heard so many things right on the front lines of the strike. Some of these actors and actresses that are out there and stuff, and it's a tough situation, and I hope it can be resolved. I really, really do. And
Yeah,
it'll be,
man.
and it'll be the best thing for all of us involved. Whether it's people that are the fans, the talent involved, the studios, and so forth. They got to figure out something, and I hope it's soon.
Me too, man. Let's get this
Yeah.
thing wrapped up like in
Right.
September or October and get back to
Yes.
work, and
Mm-hmm.
let's get things rolling. I'm hoping so, man. But
Yeah. I
right
hope
now
so
there seems
too.
to be no budging, dude. Like, no, there's
Yep.
nothing.
That's right. Nothing at all. But Carl, thank you for that question. We really, really appreciate it. That was a
Yeah,
good one. A very, very good one.
it was.
Um, man, you're too funny. I love it. I love it. Uh, and Eric is heading back to work. Thank you so much, man, for stopping by. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's keeping hydrated, right? Much love to you
good.
too, jokers, and to the chat. You're all right, man.
Take care, Eric.
Oh man, he's awesome. I love him. Let's see, and we also got a question from Brandon in the chat. What's up, Brandon? Good to have you here. Saying for the future of Halloween, where do you see the story going, and would you want uh, what would you want for Jamie Lloyd, or would you want Jamie Lloyd to return?
Mm.
Ooh, good question. Now we're moving to Halloween, man. Do
Mm.
you want to take a stab at that, Steven?
Yeah, man. Look, I really believe it's got to be Michael Myers. That is the face of this franchise. People go to see Michael, and I've even talked before
Mm-hmm.
about what if they did anthology? What if they tried the anthology route like they did with Season of the Witch, but let everybody
Right,
know ahead of time this
right.
is an anthology? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I still think it's possible, but honestly, you have made you dance with who brought you there,
Mm-hmm.
and Michael Myers is Halloween. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the future of the story going itself, with having them killed Michael like that. But the thing about this franchise night is they bounce all over the timelines, man.
Heck yeah. Mm-hmm.
So even though he was killed and ground up into ground beef and ends, they can go to another timeline, or guess what? It could be a new Michael
That's right. It could
altogether.
be. Could
In
be.
fact, you could do something like, you know, uh, at Smith's Grove, you could have. I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, but like you could have a young guy, like 20 years old, 21, who stays in the same room Michael stayed in,
Mm-hmm.
and he finds some stuff, or better yet, one of the doctors, like Sartain was, and Dr. Wynn in the old
Mm-hmm.
school, is
Mm-hmm.
not his motives are not good,
Mm-hmm.
and he nurtures another Michael
Yep.
essentially and unleashes them. I mean, that's a possibility. But anyway, you look at it from me night, it's got to be Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's going to be a fresh break. I don't think Allison's in it. I don't think they're
Right.
going to do that. I think they're getting away from the from that whole timeline and
Mm-hmm.
starting fresh. All new people, new protagonist, everything. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I personally want to see.
Yeah.
Jamie Lloyd. I mean, here. Last thing I'll say. I just saw the second half. Jamie Lloyd coming back would be cool. They would have to obviously go back to that timeline of 4
Mm-hmm.
and 5, but I'm not as in love with that as a lot of fans are. Like a lot of fans, they want that like I want Stu back, and I respect that,
Mm.
right? And I would be okay with it. But
Yep.
but I personally just want I want a new start my night,
Mm.
fresh start for
Okay.
me.
Yeah, I definitely hear you, man. I also agree. We've got to have Michael.
Hmm.
Um, that's where the money is.
Yep.
That's the icon. Now, and this. I've talked ad nauseum about not only the trilogy or but what I'd like to see, what I think, the possibilities. I mean, there's tons of angles, and I think that is part of my answer is that they could really do a
Hmm.
lot of different things, and that's good
Yeah.
because the one thing that no one has really talked about, and I actually have a video I'm working on about it, but as frustrating to some as it can be with all these different timelines, it's also a huge strength of the franchise because now that is canon as far as having different timelines and you can pick and choose and you can recreate and redo.
Yeah.
I mean, Laurie Strode died multiple times, but she was the chief person in this trilogy. You can
Yeah.
do that and it's okay. It also allows you to make up for mistakes, because, this
Yeah.
trilogy decided to, retcon things and not focus on the other films except for 78. So, anyways, long
Mhm.
story short, I'm rabbit trailing as I usually do when when it's a Halloween thing. But I think that the story could go in a lot of directions. I would want something that is as fresh of a take as it could be. Um, I could see them going the Jamie Lloyd route. There's been so much
Mhm.
talk about it, and Danielle is ready to go.
She is.
She's got her bags packed, bro.
Yes.
She's been talking to Malik, and she's like, "I'm ready, let's do it."
Put
And
me
and
in.
I
Yeah.
mean, but the good news is that she's at the right age where it would work too. Like she is
Yeah.
truly at the right age to portray a grown-up Jamie Lloyd, and it could work. Like in real life, it works. Her age,
Yeah.
her experience in the industry at this point, and just being the type of actress that could really handle some heavy weight. Because I think, as divisive as the Rob Zombie movies were, I think Danielle
Yeah.
Harris was really good in both movies,
Yeah.
especially the second one, in my
Yep.
opinion.
I mean, I'll give you
So
credit for that. That's true.
yeah, I mean, she was so good in the role and just her scenes. So I say all that to say I'm fine with a Jamie Lloyd return. I think if they were to um, follow a certain timeline, that would probably be the one that I would choose. Because I don't think, I mean, they could come back and just go off of 78 again, but they just did that. Maybe what they could do differently, and I've talked about these in my theory videos, so definitely check those out, guys. But maybe they fall off of 78 and then they go kind of in a different route. Maybe it's not Laurie in the story. It's someone else, or maybe
Mhm.
maybe they follow with Loomis. I mean, and I know some people think it's sacrilege to even think about recasting Donald, but and I'm as big of a Loomis fan as anyone, but if it's executed the right way and it's done with respect and love, I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I'm open
Yeah,
to
man.
it. So anyways, that's my long-winded answer there,
Mhm.
Brendan. So thank you so thank you so much for a good question, bro. We appreciate you so much. Um
I mean, look what they did with Loomis and Kills, man.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it was a
Wow.
beautiful scene. It was a
It
beautiful
was.
scene. It as soon as I saw it in the theater, man, I had Corey, she looked at me, she's like, "You got the biggest smile on your face." I'm like, "It's Loomis." Yes, it's like that's all that mattered, bro. It's like because and you know this,
Yeah.
he's like my favorite character.
Mhm.
He's my favorite. So, anyways, but I'd be up for it. I'd be up for it.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
Jamie. Hope you're doing well, Jamie. I hope that
Hey.
your migraine is subsided.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
lost you last night with the watch party. I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Denisha. Denisha's in the chat. Katie's in the chat. Hope you guys are all doing well. Thanks for coming over to hang out with us after we were on Steven's channel. Yeah. Very, very
Yeah.
cool. And let's see, we have a super chat coming in from Two Boys. And
All
Scary
right.
Pops. Thank you, Eric. We appreciate that, man. Very, very cool. And maybe I'll be able to play a clip that Steven hasn't seen and get a laugh
Ooh.
from him. Um, he says, dynamic duo. Sorry, Batman. Here is our true heroes.
Oh, Eric, that's nice. I love it.
Oh, that was cool, man. You're all
It
right.
is.
It was funny because I didn't pre-read the super chat. And I'm reading it. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, that was really good. Thank you so much, Eric. You're so cool, man. We appreciate you so much. And
Yep.
sometimes when you're just so excited, you just want to go around and you might just be so happy. You're just moving your hands around and you might
Oh,
just start
no.
slapping around. So this might happen to you.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, what are they doing?
The look on your face.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god, that
Oh.
was great.
Oh,
Bro,
dude.
uh, you know, st I gotta talk to StreamYard at some point because 'cause it'd be so funny to be able to record the backstage because I can see you, you
Oh,
know?
yes.
look on your face did one of these, like, you were, you're in a good mood and we're having fun today, and you were just kinda like, you just, like it had me laughing. Oh,
Oh, no.
oh, man. Yeah, but sometimes that happens, man, you just get a little slap happy,
You get us laugh happy.
You don't
You
you don't
do.
mean any harm, but, that
Right.
happens. So
They clearly were not trying to hurt each other
right,
at
exactly.
all.
It was all in fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Thank you so thank you so much, Eric. We love you,
Oh,
man.
dang. Yeah, man. Thanks.
Um, What's up, Ben? Ben's in the chat saying, "Let Halloween have a decade break." It's possible.
Yeah.
They usually do take off almost a decade or 9 years. I don't
Yep.
think it'll be that long this time, though. Something tells me it won't be that long. It might
Mhm.
be 5 years. I could see that, maybe even 6, but
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll go whole 10,
Yep.
and of course, we're coming up on the 50-year anniversary. So I'm just
Ooh,
saying,
man.
2028 is 50 years.
Dude,
So
you gotta put a
I
movie out in 2028, right?
I'm just saying,
Yeah, you
and
got to.
I know a lot of people and and we all have fun with it, but I know a lot of people say, "Okay, I'm tired of Halloween. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of
Uh,
that." But the truth of it is that these icons are going to be around long after we're gone.
Phew,
They they
that's so
they
true.
they really will in some way, shape, or
Yeah.
form. I mean, these are the new universal monsters. That's
Mhm.
that's that's what it is, and I'll be quite
Yeah.
honest, even with some and Stephen and I, we were talking about this on our phone conversation before we even live streamed this morning. But, you know, we grew up at a time when we were able to be in the heart of the greatness of so many of these movies and so many great artists like Wes
Oh, man.
Craven and so
Yeah.
forth. So we lived these movies. So I actually feel lucky that these are the ones that are being kind of put in that icon category, just like Dracula or the Wolfman or Frankenstein's
Right?
monster or what have you. We just had a Dracula movie come out in the theaters 3 weeks 2 weeks ago, whatever. So
Sure did.
these guys are going to be
Yeah.
around for a long time. It's just the way that
Mhm.
it is. As long as there's going to be fans, as long as there's going to be, a business as far as people going to pay to see it, it's going to happen. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And every once in a while, the good news is that every once in a while you get a movie, and especially like for me, 2018, I think it was such a great movie.
Yeah, it was really good.
It really is. It's at the top of
Yeah.
my franchise rankings.
Yeah.
It's not my number 1, but it's up there.
Yeah, man.
And, and to think that they finally took the care and the
Mhm.
attention to detail for the mask and
Oh,
for the
yeah.
the, the great James Drew Courtney. In other words, there's still greatness that can happen with long-running characters and franchises. And so there we
Absolutely,
go.
there
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Sunrise saying, I'm all for an anthology or even a retelling of H3. I'd be up for that too. I'd be up for
Mhm.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. He says, I'd watch Daniel Harris in anything. Right? There you go. There you go. Jamie, thank you for reminding people. Definitely hit the like button. It helps to support the channel. And if you haven't subscribed to Steven's channel, Craving Something
Hey.
Scary, please do so. I've got the link to his channel in the description. And if Jamie or Carrie or anyone that is available to do it, if you could put Steven's link in the live chat, that would be great. Yeah. And Jamie's feeling better. Saying thanks, Stephen and Night. It's mostly gone. Just a shadow left, feeling much better than last night.
Oh,
That's great.
good.
Yeah,
Good to hear.
absolutely. Yeah. Eric says that Superman slap was just cold. It was.
Yeah.
And Eric has a channel member anniversary.
All
6
right.
months, bro. That is so cool.
Wow.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Eric. Um, First of all, just for being an awesome person, but so supportive in the community, and we're just thankful to have you. We really, really are. Saying
Mhm. Yep.
that part of this channel is all right. Would Halloween be better off taking a hiatus and focus on a great story? Well, I think so. I definitely think they should take their time, I guess is what I'm getting from your question. I'd rather
Mhm.
their time and get a good story rather than to just come out, as soon as they're able to, or even for this 50th anniversary. You got to get a good story. That's the main thing. What do you think, Stephen?
Yes, I agree. Whatever time it takes, we're not going anywhere. We're going to be here. We're going to be ready to
Hmm.
watch it. So just, you know, just take your time. Make a good movie, man. Make that
Yeah.
whatever your story is, make it concrete. I say call it bulletproof. Is what I always say. Make it bulletproof.
Yeah.
Continuity, all the things you need to have, and think it out carefully, and
Hmm.
then get a great director and cast. Which I know it's like
Hmm.
everyone wants a great director and a cast, but I'm
Right.
serious, man. Like literally, like don't just grab the guy out of fresh out of film school to come
Hmm.
direct this movie. Not that that could be a brilliant filmmaker, but you know what I
Right.
mean. I want to see him go for someone that has that experience under their belt.
Yeah.
Like a Ty West, and I always throw his name around, but
Hmm.
I think he has been around long enough to show, with Pearl and X, especially most
Hmm.
recently. Um, I think he could do a good Michael Myers film,
Yeah.
personally.
I think so
Um,
too.
so yeah, something like that, I would hope for a
Yeah.
good director, but the writers is key, man. The writers
Yep.
story, it's got to be well written, man.
You
Especially
do.
now, if you're going to try to go back and connect with Jamie Lloyd, you
Hmm.
have to really think that story through,
You do.
and you have to be of a certain level, astute level of writing to be able to do things like that well.
It's true.
You
Yeah.
know,
It's
I don't
a
know.
so it's a lot to tackle. You're right.
It
I
is,
totally agree. Yep.
yeah. That's why starting fresh is probably simpler
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
do to
Yep.
execute it because you just start
Hmm.
fresh. Everybody's new. It doesn't matter really what the past was anymore. We're starting almost like what Rob Zombie did, as far as like we're starting over. It's like a
Yeah.
new Michael Myers, or like you say, you could do like an extension or not extension, but a sequel to
Hmm.
78 again,
Yep.
or or Halloween 2 if you want to keep it as the family. But
Hmm.
again, problem night I have with doing a sequel to 1 or 2 or both is you are tied again to Jamie Lee, Laurie
Right.
Strode. And I think it's time after 13 films, well, 12 actually, I guess, that actually with Michael.
Hmm.
I think it's time to let Laurie rest
Hmm.
and let her have her cherry blossoms
Yeah.
with Hawkins in Japan or wherever they're going to go, and let
Right.
them do their world traveling,
I
and
love that.
let's have a fresh group of protagonists, and let's just start over. I guess I'm calling for a reboot.
Yeah.
Like
That
no
would
no
yeah.
connection to the past is what I'm looking for.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. It could be done.
Yeah.
We know it could. So,
That's right.
um, Eric, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you. Seriously, a good question, and also happy channel member anniversary. And by the
Yeah.
way,
That's so good.
for all the folks, and I know you feel the same way for your channel too, Stephen. But for all the folks that are channel members and Patreon members and so forth, the generosity it's really appreciated. And again,
Yeah.
we understand that. Even in challenging times, it's not something that we expect, but we definitely appreciate it so much. We really, really do. All right.
So much.
Yeah. Um, and we got Jerry. Jerry's in the chat. What's up? What's up?
Hey, Jerry,
Good to
glad
see
you
you.
came
Yeah.
over, man.
Yeah. And Jamie said she laughed out loud. That was fantastic. Play it again.
Hey,
You
man,
know what?
I'll drink ice water to that.
Okay, let's do it one more time. JB, this is an honor for you too. And again, sometimes you just feel a little slap happy. Maybe that's the way I'll word it. And this can happen. There it is,
Man,
man. You see the rhythm that was going on there? Just the tap,
I
tap, tap, tap,
do.
tap, tap, tap,
And the
tap.
dude in green, man, he has a jump. He's that leap in the air. I'm like, wow,
That's
he's going for it, man.
that's one of my favorite parts because when I first saw it, I was like, wow, he's really going for he's just still just slapping away, just slap, slap, slap. It's
I
funny.
know.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
Um and the Bearded Entertainment has put the link in
Aw.
for Steven's channel. Thank you so much, man. We
Thanks,
appreciate
Eric.
that. Yeah,
Very much.
yeah. And we got
Destin.
Destin's in the house. What's up, Destin? Yeah. Hope you're doing well,
Oh,
brother. And Destin's gonna
yeah.
be and Destin, correct me if I'm wrong, but Destin on his channel, Destination Station, he's gonna be doing a Nightmare on Elm Street watch party marathon.
He
So
is.
that's gonna be pretty cool, and
Yes,
it's
it
like,
is.
wow, man, that's gonna be a day
Woo.
night.
For real.
Very cool, man. I hope I can jump in and hang out for a
Yeah.
little bit because I told him I
Same
said if I
here.
can be on the panel, I will. But
Yeah.
I'll at least be in the chat if nothing else. Um, and thanks, Eric. We appreciate that, man. It is a great
Aw.
family to be a part of. Seriously.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Now, Brandon is saying, I respect both of your opinions on Halloween, but I kind of disagree. I think Halloween could work without Michael Myers. Ooh. Well,
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Um, and definitely, Brandon, you can explain some more. And I know Mayan was talking about Season of the Witch, and you agreed with that. But see, here's the thing to me is I think could it? Sure, it could.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a couple things that would have to happen to make it really come together. I mean, it'll have to be like a killer story. It had to be marketed in a really, really crafty way, especially if the title is Halloween, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think with Season of the Witch, there were only 2 movies before that, right? So this was
Mm-hmm.
still at a time when Michael, wasn't the icon that he is now, 4 years later, 45 years later. So I think it's more difficult to do now, and we saw shades of that in
Mm-hmm.
Ends, when there was just even the inkling, the thought of Corey
Mm-hmm.
being just a copycat. It
That's
wasn't
right.
even the fact that Michael wasn't in the movie. Granted, he wasn't in the movie a lot, but that's neither here nor there. But
Yeah.
I think yeah, it could work, but I just don't know if studios would go through the hard work that it would take to do it. And I could be totally
Mm,
wrong. I could be absolutely totally
yeah.
wrong, but yeah. What do you think, Steven?
Yeah. I mean, it's a risk. That's the thing. It's a huge risk.
Mhm.
And look, studios take risks sometimes. So it's not that they
They
can't
do.
do it, right? They do.
Mhm.
But if I'm Malik, Akkad, who's
Mhm.
in control now, his father passed.
Yes. Mhm.
And if I'm him, I'm like, okay, let me look at the last 3 Halloween movies. How do we do in the box office? All right,
Mhm.
we did 250. I'm fuzzy on these last 2, but around
Yeah.
150,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
150, somewhere in
They
there.
and they went down from yeah.
But even the worst one as far as box office goes was 150, right? I don't think it
I
went below
think
150, or did it?
I don't know. Actually,
140?
let me look that up.
Yeah, I should have looked it up too. So
But it still made money,
I made a lot of
made
money.
made profit. Yeah.
Yeah. So my thing is like if I'm Malik, and again, I don't know how he thinks. I never met him. I never talked to the man, but
Right.
I'm just looking at it from a business perspective. If I'm in control of the business and I'm like, okay, the last 3 movies with Michael Myers has made me 2, 3, 4, 500 something $1,000,000,
Mhm.
and I've only had to spend $100 million to make them.
Yeah.
Maybe not even that. Um, I would be like, okay, the gravy train is Michael Myers. That's the guy because
Mhm.
that's what everyone wants to see. Night
Right. Yeah.
people go to see Michael Myers. If you're going to do an anthology, and I've said this, I've often said I'm not opposed to an anthology. I think it's a cool idea, but the
Mhm.
problem is, Night. you're going to have to market that and educate the public. Otherwise, it's gonna bomb. People
Yep.
are mad. It's gonna be witch all over, season 3
Mm-hmm.
all over. I mean,
Yep.
Halloween 3 all over again. So if you're gonna do this, you're gonna have to totally the marketing's got to be brilliant. Trailers, you're gonna have to have TV ads running constantly that's no Michael. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to put that in the marketing somehow. Like,
That's right.
Michael Myers may be gone, but Halloween lives forever. You know,
Right. Mm-hmm.
you got to be very vocal that Michael
That's
Myers is
right.
not in this movie. So I know I'm rambling, but that's to me that's the only way or the best way to do an anthology if you're going to try to make money on it.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know?
I totally agree with you because you got to make sure you educate people, especially, and
Yes.
we're talking more so for the average
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
moviegoer. We're not talking
Absolutely.
about us because we're gonna
No.
know, and all of us that are content creators, we're gonna let other people know in our communities. So we'll know, but as far as
Yes.
the average goer, they're not gonna know. And again, that's exactly what happened with Season of the Witch. Everybody was like, "Wait a minute, what happened to the guy in the white mask?"
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, yeah,
And
it's
night
tricky.
the mainstream moviegoer, casual, however you want to say it, they're the ones that make up the bulk of the box office.
That's right. That's
Us,
right.
us, all of us that are here right now, we're the we're the loudest voice, but we're the
Hmm.
smallest size.
That's right.
We're
That's right.
we are the hardcore. If you're talking about a circle again, I always use the inner circle. We're at that point in the middle, the very center of that circle. It's not very big, but it's really strong.
Yeah.
But we're not going to make the money. If we all
Hmm.
go, it'll make some money. But
Right.
what's going to make it hit 150 is all the people out here in the circle, way out here that are
Right.
casual moviegoers,
That's right.
and
And for
they
those
know
casual
Halloween.
moviegoers,
Mhm.
they know the name Michael Myers.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's right. When they hear Halloween, oh, it's Michael Myers.
Right.
And
Yep.
so that's where your problem is going to be if you
Mhm.
don't educate the public through intensive marketing, dude. And
Mhm.
they're going to have to spend a lot of money to market it to make money on that, I think.
Yep. I
Because once
agree.
the word gets out he's not in it and they didn't
Mhm.
market it right, people will stop going word of mouth.
Mhm. Yep. Absolutely. It's an interesting situation, to be honest with you. But
Yeah. Yeah.
again, and this is the same thing that goes on with these other franchises. You
Hmm.
got that point person, whether it's Ghostface or whether it's
Yeah.
Michael or whether it's Pennywise or what, that's just how
Hmm.
it is. And Jamie was saying something that kind of leads into that too, saying everyone knows my feelings on Halloween. Everything must come to a quote unquote end. We can love what we have, rewatch them when we want, but I don't want new because it kills the origin for me. Now,
Hmm.
I totally agree with a lot of that, Jamie, but for me, it doesn't put it this way, and I've been very vocal on the channel. Halloween 78 is always going to be, on that pedestal,
Oh yeah.
And even when I saw Resurrection, which it's tough, bro. I mean, it's got its moments. I'm not saying it's like the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not. But
Yeah. Oh
as
yeah.
far as when you compare it, but even when I saw things like that, it didn't change my viewpoint on 78 at all. I was still watching it. It's kind of one of my go-tos every Halloween season. But I do understand for some people, depending on what their connection to the property is or the franchise, it could diminish their overall, whatever you want to call it, fandom or love and
Hmm.
so forth. But I also think that for me, and a lot of us are in the same generation too. We grew up in the
Yeah.
80s or the 90s or what have you. Some of us in a little bit after that. But these movies, like this new Halloween trilogy, as much as they wanted to respect the past and kind of,
Hmm.
make it accessible for us, this was for the younger kids, you know.
Yes.
This was for those young Stevens and Knights, that are just starting their horror fandom, because
That's right.
that's what it was for me when I was 7 and 8 years old watching, Friday 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and so forth. So, I think that's something to also understand is that when these movies are being made, they're literally trying to uh encompass a whole new generation of fans, and that's why these
Exactly.
movies live on so long, because you've got multiple generations. My parents, know who Michael Myers is, and my kids, so it's like that's three generations, bro. That's a lot of years that, so I just think that that's how it kind of works, and as far
Yeah,
as how studios look at it too. What's up, Byron? Byron's a
I
big
agree.
Halloween fan. Eh,
Okay.
Caden, what is up?
Hey, Caden.
All right. And Brandon, you are right. We got a couple of Brandons around, don't we? Brandon and
Too.
Finley. Yes, Ends did 105 million. And I did find that out too. Yeah, it was 105 million. Still though, it's like wow, you know.
Heck yeah, man.
Brandon the Beldam saying, here's my take on it. Yes, Michael Myers is tied to the name Halloween, but he is one story. Halloween, the holiday, has endless possibilities for what you could do with stories. Michael sells, yes. Yeah, and I think that's kind of
Mhm.
what John Carpenter was thinking about with Season of the Witch, which sounds great. And I totally, the whole idea of the anthology thing, I think it is a cool idea.
Yeah.
Maybe what they could do, this is something that's a little bit of a tease for something that I've been working on, but maybe if they were to, if it was something that they really wanted to kind of go down the path, what if you had, for the theatrical stuff, you had a Michael Myers story and you tied it in, albeit loosely, to something that was streaming where it was the anthology idea that did have links
Hmm.
to the Michael Myers story, but you don't need to have Michael Myers in it. But let's say it's
Okay.
still taking place in that same universe or even in Haddonfield.
Hmm.
And it's kind of that idea where you basically get the best of both worlds, so that's something that I've thought about a little bit.
Yeah. That's a way to do it.
Hmm.
Because you
Yep.
could, like you say, you could connect it to uh, components, if you will,
Right.
of what we know,
Hmm.
and you. All right, I'll throw this out there. I wasn't thinking about this before, but you got me thinking about this now. Forget about Laurie Strode being in the movie and Allison, but what about if you kept a character like Lindsay
Yeah.
or Hawkins makes an appearance in the movie?
Hmm. Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
about Lori because it's a new protagonist altogether.
Exactly. And I mean, and they've done this type of thing, when most famously, I think of like Marvel, because you had the Marvel movies in the theater, but you had shows on Netflix and you also had like on TV Agents of Shield,
Oh
and that
yeah.
was taking place in the same universe as the movies, but they didn't have like Captain America
Hmm.
or Iron Man on the TV show, although they did have Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury once, I think, or whatever. But same idea, same idea. So it could be done.
It could be done.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's
yeah.
just something for me that I don't know why, but I just want a clean start.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's almost like Laurie the Strode line is almost just it's just overdone for me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like I enjoy them. Like don't get me wrong. I love 18. I love ends.
Oh yeah.
Kill, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
H2O, one of my favorite sequels. I love Halloween 1 and 2. So
Mm-hmm.
I like every movie that Laurie Strode is in.
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong, right? And even Jamie Lloyd is still from that family line. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to you know, I just want to start fresh. That's all.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. True enough.
Small but
True enough.
mighty. That's right, Jerry. We're a
That's
small
right.
group, but we're mighty. We're
Yep.
mighty. We're a very strong group.
No doubt about it. No
Yep.
doubt. Brandon was
Yep.
saying that was a major issue with for Season of the Witch if they dropped the three, so they wouldn't confuse audiences on this not being a continuation to the first two. It should have been
Mm.
Halloween Season of the Witch. That's it. Yeah, yeah, agreed.
I mean,
Yep.
I'm going to go one step further, and I agree, Brandon. I would go one step further if I'd been in any say in it. I would have just named the movie Season of the Witch.
Mm.
Forget
Mm-hmm.
about Halloween. I know they were trying to capitalize on the name,
You're right.
and I do understand that. But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to avoid all the confusion,
Yep.
just call the movie Season of the Witch, and you're good.
Yep. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Eric saying, what about a story centered around Michael and Smith's Grove picking up after one and having him escape
Okay.
and have kills in the hospital and his relationship with Loomis?
Hmm.
That could be interesting, and
Yeah.
there's definitely been some teasers for that. I think I did a video that was kind of talking about that a little bit too. I think it could work. I mean, if it's done right, it could be done right. Then it'd be interesting. I'm all for, again, the character of Loomis coming back, and done in the right way, a respectful and loving
Mm-hmm.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I do think that is a strong possibility, because we've all been theorizing, like, what do we think they're going to do when they come back? The one thing I know that they're not going to do, if just from my perspective, is they're not going to continue after ends. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that I can pretty much guarantee, just based
Yeah.
upon. Yeah, I mean, if they did that, I'll be the first one to be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they actually did that."
Yeah.
Everything else is kind of on the table, and some things make more sense than others.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that Eric has, I think it could work. You know,
Good.
I think it could. Yeah. Mayan saying, but isn't the reason why they named Halloween ends because they want to start a new thing? I get it. Man, make another movie and let Halloween rest. Make another movie and let
Maybe it's
Halloween
make
rest.
another. It may. I get it. May make another movie.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, 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 yeah. I think.
May make
I
possibly.
was I read it 3 times and I was like, wait a minute, what? Um I think with ends, I think part of the reason they named it that is because they just wanted to let people know this is a closed trilogy, and then this is
That's
really the
right.
end of it, which of course we saw how they ended it, which again, I do give them credit because when I was in the theater, man, I really all the way up until the ending there, I was like, man, are they gonna do it? Are they really gonna do it? And they did,
Yeah, they
they
did.
definitely had an ending for Michael. But I think
Yeah.
and David Gordon Green and Jason Blum and everyone involved was very upfront about saying, this is the trilogy that we're doing, and then it's out of our hands, and
Yeah.
we're gonna move on, and the
Mm-hmm.
franchise will move on in whatever way that that they want, that Malik wants to have it go. So yeah,
Yeah, man.
absolutely. Hey, we got Michael's in the chat from Movies and Beyond. What's up, man?
Hey, there he
How's it
is.
going, man? He
What's up,
says,
Michael?
he says, "Ooh, we talking Halloween?" He's all right, man. I love it. Hey, you know what was so funny? And and Michael, by the way, because me and Steven, we were talking for a couple hours this morning before we even went live on his
Yep.
channel or here on mine. And we were talking about some fun times. And one of the fun moments was when we were talking Halloween, and Michael had said famously, he said, "I am done talking about Halloween ends. I don't want to
Mm.
talk about it anymore." And
Yep.
I got us all together a couple times. That was some fun streams too, man. And
They were a lot of fun.
yeah, it was fun,
Michael's
man.
reaction after
Oh man,
when we met up right after Ends came out, and
yes.
that look on his face.
He
Oh
didn't want
my
to be. He
gosh.
didn't want to be on the stream. It was so funny. Oh my
I know.
god, it was funny.
He was so upset. He's like,
He
I don't want to
was.
say anything because all I'm going to say is bad. And it's like, it's okay, man. And
It
then
is okay.
it's all right to
Yeah,
vent and
I
share.
know. I know. Much love, Michael. Much love. You're all
Yeah, we
right,
love you,
bro.
Michael. You know that, buddy.
Yeah, we do, man. We got to get together, all of us together again, too, man.
No,
It's always fun to get the crew together.
it is,
Um,
man.
hey, Russell. Well, let's see. And of course, Jamie says, "What I want more of is Twin Peaks." Laugh out loud. Just kidding. Sort of. Yeah. See. I guess you could think of it that way, Jamie, because like with Twin Peaks, they could
Yeah,
keep trying to, you know, do some more things and open up the mythology and all that. So it's all about our connection to these things, And I
yeah,
think that
true.
that's why there's different fandoms, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why Baskin Robbins has 31 flavors. I like to say
Right.
it.
Yes. Yes. Brandon saying, Nightwatch Zone, you would propose a MCU style shared universe with Halloween, a
Oh,
theatrical release with Michael, but an anthology streaming series that ties with the movies like Disney Plus. Well, I'm just saying, well, first of all, I just want to say I'm working on a video that's talking a little bit about this, but I'm just saying is that it's not out of the realm of possibility to kind of make it
mhm,
work. I definitely think it's possible. I do
yeah,
think, for fans for people that are horror fans, but also if you're specifically a Halloween fan, I think the
mhm,
good news at the end of the day is that there's a lot of possibilities and there's a lot of room to move forward. They haven't, as much as some people think they tied themselves into a corner by how they disposed of Michael in Ends, they really didn't. Because if you think about it, at the end of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, they killed Michael. At the end of Halloween 2 in 81, they killed Michael. So
yep,
yeah, I mean, there's
mhm,
different things that they can do. Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. Uh, our other Brandon is saying, I think for both Scream 7 and whatever Halloween is next, is you put a mini series on TV, NBC, Peacock, and CBS Paramount, respectively, leading to the film in the theaters. Ooh, well, that would be interesting.
That would be interesting. It's
Yeah,
like you get
yeah.
to the end of the season, it's like to continue, go see the open this Friday, you know,
Mm,
Halloween, whatever, opening up.
yeah, that could be pretty damn interesting. I don't know. It could. It could. Byron saying, let's see, Craven, how about how about a Halloween video game? Ooh.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna say that would be cool,
Mm-hmm.
but what I'm gonna say would be I think personally would be even cooler right now, would be a Scream video game where you
There
can
you go.
be in the friend group, you can be Ghostface. You can actually try to solve who the mystery of Ghostface, where you get to a point like
Mm.
Clue where you can make guesses
Mm-hmm.
and mode. I mean, I don't know how you would design it. I think they would
Right.
both be cool.
Yeah.
I had this nice PlayStation 5 night. I waited 2 years to get one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get this thing the first of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Lightning strikes outside of my house, fries my PS5. It's gone. It's just dead weight now.
Oh, I didn't know it fried the
Oh,
PS5.
oh, it's
Oh,
dead. It's gone. It blew. It fried my PS5. It blew my two twin tower speakers, garage door.
wow.
My router's blown. I mean, it just I was actually typing on my
Mm-hmm.
laptop when it happened,
Mm-hmm.
and the electricity went through and shocked my fingers.
Are you freaking
I'm
serious?
dead serious. It shocked me. I'm like, I yanked my hand up because the jolt. Luckily, though, the laptop didn't fry. I mean, I don't know how
Wow.
it didn't do it, but it somehow did not. Um, so
Wow.
I got
Now,
yeah, and now my TV's completely shot. The power supply voltage is all out. So
wow.
I have no TV, no PlayStation 5.
Oh,
I got
bro, man.
my laptop is all I have. This is
I
it, and my
I
phone.
knew I knew that the router had gotten busted, but I didn't know about all that. Now, when where did the lightning hit?
I don't know exactly where, but
Okay.
it was really, really close. And you know what the crazy thing is? They say lightning doesn't strike twice or whatever.
Mhm.
A couple years ago now, 2, 3 years
Mhm.
ago, something like that,
Mhm.
lightning struck outside of our house, and it about probably I don't know, a few feet in
Mhm.
front of our Suburban.
Mhm.
It completely fried the Suburban and totaled it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So within, like, the last 3 years, there's 2 lightning strikes here, and that lightning strike, dude, that fried the Suburban, it fried our pool pump. All the
Jeez,
pool stuff
man.
had to get replaced. Unbelievable.
Mm-mm-mm.
So it happened again, man. So my subwoofer, my home theater system's blown, my tower speakers are blown. Gotta get all that replaced. TV,
Wow.
PS5, garage door, and router.
Wow. Man, I'm
So here
sorry
we
about
are.
that, man.
I'm
Mm.
well, it's funny Brandon said that. Horace Pinker. That's right. That's why I felt like Horace from Shocker.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like, man. And when that electricity went through my fingers, I was like, "What is happening?"
Now, do you
And
think that that was just because obviously your laptop was plugged in? That's why
it's
it.
because it was plugged in, yeah. And it
Wow.
just went through the electrical. It thing it fried out through the electrical system.
Mm,
And thankfully, the laptop didn't fry. It could have easily burned it out, and
mm.
then I would have been up a creek. But
Oh,
I'd
dude,
have no
just thinking
laptop.
about that. Oh
Couldn't do
my God,
content.
man.
Nothing.
Oh my God, man. It's got me all scared, man. It's like, oh, that would suck. Oh
I
my
know,
God.
dude. It was rough, man.
Mm.
So now I'm hoping Santa Claus will get me a PS5 and and a television.
Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, man.
Oh, it's
Crazy
crazy.
stuff. Oh man.
It's
Well,
life, man.
hey,
It's
it,
life. You take it as it comes, and you just got to do the best you can.
yeah, that's all you can do, man. Holy
Yep.
crap. Wow. Michael Michael saying time heals all wounds, my man.
That's right.
He's been he's had a little bit of a rest and he's right back to ready to talk some more Halloween. All
Heck
right.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. The fall of the 11th is in the house. What's going on? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the chat.
Yeah.
Uh saying Nightwatch Zone, what about a movie where it's the son of Loomis trying to hunt down Michael after he kills Dr. Loomis? Ooh, wow.
Hmm.
Well, I'd be open to it.
Yeah.
I'd be open to it. They would definitely have to get an actor that really, just has the charisma because obviously you're going to be following his pursuit. Um,
Yeah.
but that would be interesting. I do agree, kind of like what Steven was saying. Coming out with something new, changing up the mythology to get
Mhm.
away from the Laurie Strode storyline. That probably um, is one of the ways that they're looking to do it, and I'd be up for that if it's done right. So that
Yeah.
that could work. I mean, but again, you need an actor that really has that charisma to want to follow him, to be the son of, the
Oh,
man that
man.
shot him 6 times.
That's right, dude. You're gonna have to really It's gonna have to be a very good actor, very and like you say, someone you can engage with and care about.
Yeah, yeah. You can't just, you can't just, you can't bring in a ham and egger. You got to bring in someone that's really gonna command that screen.
Yeah,
So, but
man.
it's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. And Michael's in the chat. Another Michael. We got so many Michaels and Brandons. It's crazy here.
Oh, man.
Oh man. Eric was saying to Michael, if we have no horror movies to talk about, that's not going to be fun. And if you spend 35 million to make a film and it brings in
Mhm.
100 plus, it will continue. It's
Oh,
true,
yeah,
man.
for
I
sure.
mean, like I said earlier, and everyone that's been here, you guys know how I feel. Um, it's just the way that the business is. These movies, as long as they're profitable, they will
Yep.
continue. And certain properties, they might take a rest for a long time, for years, maybe even a decade or so. I mean, look at Nightmare on Elm Street, look at Friday the 13th. But trust me, they will return in some capacity, and that's just how it is. And as a horror fan, I think Eric actually makes a good point. As a horror fan, I don't have an issue with that because you know what? I don't have to watch every single horror movie. I can just watch
That's
the horror
true.
horror movies that I love, but there's horror movies that I don't like that I know that some people do like, and that's perfectly fine. I'm happy that they have something to
Mhm.
like because again, the success of a horror movie or a franchise, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I think it's good for the whole genre and for all
Mhm.
horror fans, even if they don't particularly like that film,
Yep.
so
100% agree.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Twisted Pictures is in the chat. What's up, Twisted Pictures?
Hey.
Ah, saying the way the Saw team is promoting Saw X is amazing. I think so too, man. And I know we were thinking about talking about some Saw stuff. I mean, I'm really excited for what they're going to do with Saw. I can't wait. I think that the idea that they have, which is very similar, it's a little bit similar as far as what Halloween did. But I think it's a great idea, man. You're bringing Tobin Bell back in. It's a very personal story,
Yeah, it
and
is.
I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait to see what's going to happen. I'm just really a big fan of the franchise. But again, I think for all horror fans, it's good news because put it this way.
Hmm.
Halloween's success, especially 2018, right?
Yep.
That showed studios that you could bring in a 20, 30, 40-year-old franchise that has had characters dead or died. You can
Hmm.
bring them back and make a and everyone has a different opinion, but I think 2018 was at least a decent horror
Hmm.
movie. I thought it was a great horror movie,
I do
but
too.
it showed studios you could bring back a franchise. You can bring back old characters and actresses and actors and so forth and have success. Obviously, I'm dead set sure, you know, Scream, people behind Scream, we're looking at that.
Hmm.
Child's Play, obviously Crystal Lake is going to be coming out. So I guess what I'm saying is that when Saw comes out, I wish it nothing but the best success, not only because I'm a fan of the franchise, but this will be another marker for studios to say, "Hey, maybe we can dust off a franchise that people might have, not seen in a while and have
Yeah.
missed." Whether it's
Yeah.
I don't know, you could name a bunch of them, but in other words, when studios see one horror franchise succeed, it opens the door for others, you
It
know?
does, man, because it's a copycat business, man.
It is.
And
It
these
is.
studios don't want to be outdone by another studio,
That's right.
and they want a piece of the action. So yeah, it's absolutely, man.
Yeah.
The Nightmare on Elm Street. I hope the Craven Estate, gets that to the right people, and then we
Yes.
get another Nightmare.
Yes.
Friday the 13th would be nice to have again.
Yes. You
Um,
know you
and
know me, man. We're waiting. We're ready to
yes,
party it up.
that's right.
Oh man. Well, let me catch up a little bit more to the chat. We're going to
Yeah,
start
man, go ahead.
winding this down, and it's been a really fun morning for you guys that have recently jumped into the live stream. We see we got 30 people here. Definitely, if you've just come in, hit the like button. But also, if you are already not subscribed to Steven's channel, Craven Something Scary, make sure that you guys subscribe to him. Steven is not only such a great content creator, but he's one of my best friends and
Yeah,
someone
man.
that has definitely touched my life, not just as a YouTuber, but as a person. And I can say the same
Oh,
thing for Coriander and for Killian. We absolutely love him. And our
oh.
communities, we have so many people in both of our communities, and we have similar communities too, but you also get a lot of other great content that you can
Mhm.
watch on his channel that gives you different perspectives and stuff that you won't get anywhere else. So definitely make sure you go over to his channel, hit the subscribe button, watch some videos, and you will not be disappointed.
Oh, nice. That was very nice. Thank you so much, man.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, like I said, man, you're all right.
You are too, my friend. You know I feel the same, buddy.
That's right, man. Hey, SPC, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, brother. Twisted Pictures. I love
Yeah.
it. Let the games begin. Detective
Yeah.
Mark Hoffman. There you go. Yes,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes, yes. Um, Two boys, Eric saying, just say all of the timeline has been exhausted and we are starting over with a new, younger Michael and new characters to build off of. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
There you
it could
go.
happen. It could happen. No doubt at all. Um, and Brandon the Beldam saying, Nightwatch Zone, I asked this earlier, but concerning Scream 7, what would the mask look like with a new director? Classic, even more weathered, or something new? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll make this quick, and I know Steven probably has a really interesting answer as well. I think whatever they do, you still have to recognize it as Ghostface. So it still has to feel like Ghostface, like we saw the weathered mask, and that was awesome because it still was Ghostface, but it was just weathered. Maybe it's something that's in between. Maybe it just looks kind of, not dirty, but just a little bit battle worn, not totally weathered up like we saw in 6. So, what do you think, Steven?
Oh yeah, totally. I think the mask. I want the mask to remain, like you said, it needs to be Ghostface. I mean, don't go messing with the mask unless you want to do like the weathered look, which I did think was really cool.
Yeah,
I think it might be my favorite mask is the Asian mask, and
yeah, I like it too, man.
which, by the way, I'm jealous of everyone who's gone to Spirit and gotten one of those because
I know.
they're out now from Fun World. You can buy the aged mask from 6, and
Yes.
dude, I put a picture up on my Twitter about it, and it's like really want one of these. It's like
Yep.
looks so cool.
Yep.
And
It
I've seen a few
does.
videos of unboxing where they show like, hey, I just got this from Spirit. I'm like, oh. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, but other than that, man, I don't really. I would say purist, if you will, on that when it comes to the mask.
Mhm.
I think we just leave it alone. There's nothing wrong with it. Let's don't change it.
Mhm.
And it's Ghostface. It's his identity. Is that mask,
That's
and
right.
that's yeah. So I'm basically saying leave it alone is what I would vote for, or bring
Live
in
her
another
alone.
like you say, a liver alone, um, or bring in another aged mask like you say. That's cool, but
Yeah.
but that's it for me. I wouldn't want any other changes. Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Um and thank you for that, Brandon. We appreciate that question. Twisted Picture saying if Saw X does well at the box office, who would you want to see direct another installment in the world of Saw if Kevin Gruder decides not to return? Definitely not the directors of Jigsaw. Yeah, Jigsaw had its moments.
I thought so.
I've talked ad
Yeah.
nauseum about that because we did a big episode on that. But I think it'd be so not that I expect this, but I think it'd be so cool if James Wan came back and directed a Saw, you know,
Yeah.
or even Lee Wanell. That would be
Yes.
so cool. I'm not expecting it, but you know,
Oh man.
that would be
The one
cool,
who
I think.
started it all, dude. I mean, they both.
Yeah.
That's where it began. And
Mm-hmm.
imagine having James Wan back as a director of
Mm-hmm.
Saw
Yeah.
11 or so whatever it is. Man.
It would be so cool, man. It definitely would be cool. Yep.
Wow.
Horror B, and thank you, Jamie, for putting Steven's link in the live chat. So the link is in the chat for you guys. Horror B saying fun live made the workday go by a little faster, almost a Friday. Yeah, well, we're glad that
Yeah.
it helped out.
That's right.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's see. And I think I'm all caught up. And Byron, thank you for that's sweet of you, man. He is naming his favorite channels, all great channels. Absolutely love all those channels and has us in there too. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Hey man, we
Very
made the
kind of
cut.
you.
We
We
made the
made the
cut,
cut.
Night.
Yep. Hard work
Nice.
pays off.
Yes, it does.
Oh man. And this is a great quote. I love this from David. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome. Saying in Scream, Ghostface says to Rebecca, "You are the message." I remember that was a great kill. Saying what message was he
Yeah.
trying to send? They were already in the middle of a press conference about his killings. Um,
Mhm.
I think it was just showing that, he as far as Ghostface is
Yeah.
right there, right beside Sydney, as far as whatever needed to happen could happen. If he decided that, hey,
Yeah.
you're next, then you're next. Because Rebecca was the right hand lady to Sydney.
That's right. I think the message to add on to that, yeah, was that and just saying, I'm back, I'm here. Like
Mm-hmm.
no one's safe. Sydney's rep is gone. I
Yep.
can kill Sydney. I can get to her now.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody.
Yep.
Yeah,
Nobody is safe. Yeah,
nobody's safe.
absolutely. Erickson crossover fan made film with Freddy, Jason, and Ghostface, Nightmare in Woodsboro, and it comes out on Friday the 13th. There you
Oh my
go.
gosh.
I love it. Uh, David saying, "Thank you, happy to be here. Great job." Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and definitely, if you have not subscribed to Steven's channel, because we were on Steven's channel earlier, we did kind of a channel hop, which it's always fun to do. We've done it a few times, and it always feels really fun because we moved from Steven's channel and
Yep.
moved right over here. But definitely, if you haven't subscribed to Steven's channel, Craving Something Scary, definitely do so. You will love the
Oh,
content over there, and the community is a shared community, and it's a very cool community too. So
it is.
yeah,
Thanks, man.
yeah, man. He says, "Great answers. I'll buy that explanation." All right, that's pretty cool. I can't guarantee you'll always buy our explanations, or at least I'm speaking for me.
Yeah,
But
I know. Same here.
we definitely try to, we try to answer things as honestly as possible.
That's
Yeah.
right.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get ready to wind down here and get ready to end the stream. Again, we really appreciate you guys joining us,
Mhm.
and these two streams were pretty impromptu, and we just figured, hey, let's just go live and hang out with the folks. And
Yeah.
it was really good to see people show up on Steven's live, and it was great to
Mhm.
see you guys show up here. So we appreciate you guys so much,
Yes.
and stay tuned for our videos and content. Steven might have a really big announcement coming up, and I'm just going to tell you
Yes.
guys, keep your ears open. You will not be disappointed,
Oh,
not at
thank you,
all.
buddy. Yes.
Seriously, man, and I'm so happy for you, brother. I love you, you know that, and
I know.
yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
man.
it's good stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so
So,
awesome. Hopefully
so the
today. Hopefully later today. Hopefully.
yeah, well, my fingers are crossed for you too. So that's the tease, for you guys. Keep your eyes open. And David, hot off the press, coming in $5 super chat, saying literally bought. Well, thank you so much. We really, we really appreciate that. Well, Stephen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a twofer here. I want to play a clip that'll be for David, and I gotta play one that'll be for you as well. So we're gonna go
Ooh,
double clip here. And
love
David,
it.
thank you so much for your support. Sometimes you just get a little happy about it, and here we go.
Mm.
Little Tom Jones going on there. You know what I mean? I just feel like dancing
I thought
around.
that was Tom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And and just also as another clip that I know that Steven loves, let's play this one. This is an old classic. Here we go.
Bring that fat ass over here. Oh, I wanna.
I mean, dude, come on, man. And I'm like, every time I see him open his mouth like that to get those words out, I'm like, dude, he's working it, man.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. David, thank you so much. We appreciate not only the support, but hanging out with us today. It's very, very cool. And
Yeah.
yes, and Eric, definitely have a blessed day. And if you're hanging out with the Hard Dynamic Duo, then you're all right. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate you. And also to thank you, Eric and Jamie and so many others, Mayan, all the channel members and Patreon members and supporters, subscribers. Seriously, we
Yeah,
appreciate all that you guys do for us as content creators. It really, you guys are the reasons why we're here today. Because
that's right.
me and Steven, we were on the phone for a couple hours, and we could have just stayed on the phone, but we were like, you know what? Let's go
Mhm.
live and just hang out with our people. So
That's right,
uh,
man.
we we appreciate you guys so much, seriously. So all
Yes.
right, well, it's that time. So, anyways, we will catch you guys later, and hopefully you guys will have a great day, and we'll be back at some point. So, anyways, if you're watching this, if
Yeah.
you're listening to this, you are the Night Watch. Peace out and have a good
Bye.
day.
See you guys.